Hey, Suzanne here with Caregiver Haven. So if you missed our first video on managing information overload, and check it out because I did leave a link below in case you did miss it. So I want you to see that. It's packed with simple ways to clear your mental clutter and take back control. On another note, I do want you to know that so many of you wrote in and said that it actually worked. Some of you took scrap pieces of paper instead of an index card. Others of you went out and got index cards. I'm so proud of you because you said you took the wins at the end of the day. You actually felt like you had accomplished something and it was enough. And that's perfect. That's all you have to do. It's good enough. But today we're going to shift some gears. And today I'm going to talk about why you never seem to get ahead. So we're going to talk about something that hits deep for many of us. And it's feeling stuck. Like you're in this never-ending loop of tasks with no room to breathe, no end in sight, and no version of the future where you're going to be okay. So if this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many caregivers felt like they were drowning and they just wanted their life back. So let's take a look at this for a minute and see what we've got. We wake up in the morning, okay? And then we do care. And then we react to the care. And then we collapse, and then we repeat. We wake up, we give care, we react, we collapse, and we repeat. We do it over and over and over again. So the problem that we have is that we don't know what's going to be thrown at us every day. For instance, let's take Lisa. She wanted to plan a weekend with her family, but her mom's surprise doctor visit was going to derail everything. Again, she felt guilty. She was frustrated. She promised her husband she would be with him, and now she's stuck. Like there's no point of planning at all. And whether it's canceling plans or missing work or putting off your own care, this cycle of reactivity is going to chip away at your hope. I've seen it over and over again. But there is power in changing things. And transformation just doesn't come from huge changes, which many people think. It comes from shifting how you manage each day, just like in the first video that we talked about. What a shift that was for so many of you. We're going from reacting to planning, and that's where practical tools come into place. So you don't need to do more. You need tools that help you do less better. Let me explain to you why we get into this cycle and we seem like we can't get out of it. For one thing, I've got a line here, right? Now, in aging, most of us, just being human, we like to build things. We like to improve on things. We have this thing called hope that our future is always going to be brighter and our future is always going to be better. But when we're caring for somebody who is aging, whether it is ourselves, our partner, our spouse, or our aging parent, we have this going on. Here's mom or dad, let's say mom, and mom's going along just fine. And then all of a sudden we see something we don't like. Whoops. Now we're going along. We might even worry. We don't know, right? And then mom maybe falls. Whoops. And then maybe mom's not hearing so well. In fact, she talks so loud, it's embarrassing if we take her out to a restaurant. And then maybe mom's on 6 medications now instead of no medications she had at one time. And then maybe mom's not walking like she used to and she's sleeping more. And we're getting this. This is called aging. And you can see how it just keeps rising up and up. Okay? Now, there's something about our emotional journey and our physical exhaustion, which is an indirect proportion to the stress we're seeing here. So here's our emotional journey. We start out just fine. We're on mom's line. And then we see this happen. Whoops. Then we see this happen. And we see this happen. And then we see this and this. And what we're used to, our emotional journey, has always been here where we have been in control. We're no longer in control. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get back up to here. and we're trying, and it's harder, and it's harder, and we're trying harder and harder. And that's where the burnout comes in, because this isn't stopping. This is not stopping. We might stop it for a while. We may get everything situated. We may move mom to a community home that she loves, but she loves it for a while, and then she might need assisted living, and then she might need the nursing home. So we're always moving into the next stages. But this, we're getting an indirect proportion to what's going on up here. And pretty soon we find we can't even get up to normal. There is no normal anymore for us. We're trying, and we're too stressed out to even get up here. What I am going to show you is how we are going to stay on this level, and how we are actually going to do this. Yes, we will dip, but we will come back. We might dip, but we'll come back. But you will recognize and you will prepare for what is going to happen next. And you will understand the aging process, and you will understand the emotional resilience that you need to do this. Now let's get back to Lisa. Remember her? First of all, she took to heart what I said about doubling time on every task, because she knows it always takes longer, and she was stressing because she wasn't getting it done on time. But she learned that, and she started doubling everything. And what she thought would take 10 minutes often took 20 minutes or even 30 minutes. So sometimes she had to triple certain things, like reading an insurance document, right? But by planning for real life instead of ideal life, she stopped feeling rushed and panicked and like she was always behind. So she was breathing more. She felt more present. All right. Another example is maybe a caregiver that I worked with, and she set up a Google Calendar, which she shared with her siblings. So everybody knew where her dad was going to be and what appointments he had and when. And they could volunteer, and they signed up for it. So it was shared by everybody could see, and everybody pitched in. So this caregiver was not the only one that had to remember everything anymore. So these are the kind of things that I want you to think about. Why you're feeling so pulled and you can't get back up to your balance anymore. Let's talk about time blocking. Time blocking is, we touched on it in the last video, but what it is you've got a certain time where you set aside to do that task, okay? So you're going to pick those 3 tasks, and you're going to do them, and you have a certain amount of time you're going to spend on them. You may block out the evening, you may block out the morning, you may block out an afternoon. You may block out get up an extra 15 minutes early every morning and do it that way. And let's talk about some of the things that we need to prepare for, okay? So let's go back to Lisa. So Lisa wanted to spend some time with her husband on the weekend, right? And now she finds out that mom has this appointment. And instead of throwing out everything, she had what we call a go-to bag. It's a go-to bag of tricks. There's a go-to bag that we use for emergencies, where we have to go to the hospital in the ER. There's a go-to bag that we have up our sleeve, and it's tricks. So instead of Lisa doing this appointment, she had a list of people that she could call that could do this appointment for her. This is preparation. So what we do here is we know that mom is going to throw things, or dad is going to throw things into our lives. We know, but instead of us jumping in the fire with them, we are going to get back to here. We're not going to feel guilty. We're not going to feel frustrated. We're going to have the help we want. And that's one of the things I teach you, is how to build a network. It's pretty neat when you see how to build a network, and all of a sudden it's like you have your whole team. You have first string, second string, third string. You have people that are really good at this and people that are terrible at this, and you know their positions on the playing field. Let's call it the caregiving playing field. And you know what position everybody needs to be in. And next thing you know, you're just actually excited about life because you got it back again. So think about that. So we have this bag of tricks that We don't have to change our plans anymore. And the next thing I want you to think about is to go through and pick 3 time blocks today: morning, midday, and evening. And I want you to label one a caregiving task for you. One is me time. One is time out for you. It can be 10 minutes. It can be 20 minutes, whatever you need. It can be journaling. And again, as I've said, you can't just say me time. It's got to be an event you're going to do. Is it a phone call? Is it a walk? Is it listening to music? Is it journaling? Is it writing? Is it reading? What is it eating? What is it? What are you going to do? Caregiving is not a sprint. We're in this for the long haul. We're going to do it gracefully. We're going to do it with joy. You're not stuck. You're just needing the map. And that's what this course is. It's exactly what we do inside our course called From Burnout to Balance. I'm going to give you the tools. We're going to shift your mindset, and you're going to get real life support. So you get off that hamster wheel that you're on and into a caregiving rhythm that's going to work for you. And then we're going to practice and practice, because at first it feels so unreal. So join the waitlist today, so you're the first to know when the course opens. I do limit my seats, and they do go fast because I only offer this course twice a year. Take care. We'll talk soon.